watching USC's first source for news, Annenberg TV News.
Let's just check out your conditions here at USC.
Florida Senator Bob Graham is stepping out of the political arena.
With the chip, this is what Connie Schumann sees.
It was an emotional day in Los Angeles County.
Joining me now is Coach Pete Carroll.
Workers in the College Junior restaurant behind me are cleaning up the floors and walls today.
Davis tried to gain more Latino support towards the end of his campaign.
Pope John Paul II continues with his papal duties.
The season finale to Where in the World.
The Red Sox-Cubs pairing seemed about as likely as the pairing Governor and Schwarzenegger.
After nearly 2 months of a political circus, the dust has settled.
Authorities continue to investigate the crash of the newest Goodyear blimp.
Now students are encouraged to visit the Center for Academic Support.
Off the field, Hancock has been excelling.
You better not cry, and you'd better start studying, and here's why.
But for all the talk of Schwarzenegger's commanding recall victory,
teens at an Iowa high school may have been planning a suicide pact.
Our high was 76 with winds at 6 miles per hour.
Involves collecting mucosal fluid with this device.
Many students not chosen to attend tomorrow's political debate aren't happy.
3 words. It was hot.
There are some perks you can enjoy just by graduating with a USC degree.
The team would love to have their own field like this one in Chino Hills.
You absolutely must check out this baseball park.
Reporting in Westwood, I'm Eli Roberts.
Well, I know I'm really sad to say that this is the last Cook's Look segment of the semester.
Some places are booked a month and a half in advance.
$400 million is needed to make improvements.
The 4 men were taken here to the 77th Division headquarters.
DPS does offer a personal safety program.
Demiru and she both want to address the problems.
Yes, today's temperature was one for the record books.
A female student was raped just blocks away from campus Thursday night.
USC researchers will begin the bulk of their study in the summer.
Our 3 housing hopefuls will wait and cross their fingers.
A deadly blast today in Iraq killed 2 American soldiers.
We'll start with our own baseball team here on campus as they look to get to 500.
City officials feel that cameras are needed at intersections.
Finals week approaches and the libraries will soon fill up with students.
Both anti-drug lobbyists and pro-legalization groups are expected to weigh in.
Flooding has forced thousands in New Jersey and Pennsylvania to evacuate.
Well, right now, a very cold and dry air mass is passing through the region.
Both teams say that in a rivalry like this, records and rankings are meaningless.
A colony of homeless people live in domes. They're lined in bubble wrap, which provides insulation.
As we get closer to the holidays, temperatures are dropping.
Firefox's presence in the market has caused Internet Explorer's market share numbers to go from 95 to 92%.
Anxiety over final exams can be overwhelming, but there are ways you can reduce your stress.
Bashara has collected about 50 books to donate to Baghdad University.
The middle of the country was hit hard over Thanksgiving weekend.
While the Sheenway School already has many unique elements on its campus, it is always looking to improve.
So if you haven't voted yet, you still have just under 2 hours.
For the first time in more than 30 years, the top 2 teams from the final AP poll will meet for the national title.
If the scouts forecast correctly, Duda should have a bright future ahead of him.
The university gives tours to show the school's strengths.
Mount St. Helens is steaming again tonight. A white plume shot up thousands of feet into the air.
I spoke with students around USC campus today to find out their reactions to the new pope.
The beach is definitely a possibility this week.
A boy who testified that he saw Michael Jackson molesting his brother changed his testimony.
The slowing economy has affected businesses such as car dealerships.
But despite the optimism here today, one still faces being the first mayor of LA in 32 years to miss a runoff.
Some USC students think random testing is necessary.
We take a look at some of the issues facing the new leader of the Catholic Church.
There have been a huge turnout of people coming to churches throughout Los Angeles to mourn the loss of the Pope.
The flag marks a polling place, but inside this UPS store, more people are sending packages than actually voting. All the construction that you can see on the outside of the building is to make it more earthquake safe.
They didn't want to talk on camera about that either.
Today, I took a look at what options are left for getting your hands on those prize tickets.
The Trojan football team is good. Really good. This year's Pac-10 awards prove it. The team had its normal Monday walkthrough today, but without star running back Lendale White.
The Supreme Court heard 2 cases today surrounding an emotional and divisive issue, abortion. It has been pretty chilly, and that's going to stay around for sure. And we might have a little surprising weather coming up.
Consumer confidence increased this month due to reduced gasoline prices.
With the Galen Center less than a year away from opening, this will be USC's last season in the beloved sports arena.
The owners of this local Color Me Mine have turned their store into an absolute battlefield.
Coach Carroll and the Trojans hope to pick up their 25th straight W in Oregon this weekend.
Firefighters say the blaze is under control. It is 25% contained.
To access the MyUSC website, just go to the USC webpage.
Supporters of the tax increase say the money will only benefit Californians.
As far as playing volleyball professionally, she would welcome any opportunity abroad.
Let me give you a detailed rundown of what we can expect.
The American Heart Association released revised guidelines today that increase the number of chest pushes.
Off campus, many drivers say they face anywhere from 1 to 2 hours on their morning commute.
Many Catholics say they're accepting of gays in the church because Catholicism teaches tolerance.
So where do all these strange and unusual items go after 97 days?
It really has been cooling down lately, and the next couple of days are no exception.
The last time a California governor granted clemency was in 1967.
For many LA residents, holiday season means packing suitcases and flying to other parts of the country.
I'll tell you what, you can prepare for at least 1 week of chilly air temperatures.
Antonio Villaraigosa unveiled a new plan today to modernize LAX.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at tomorrow's temperatures.
Many students will be filing their taxes for the first time this year.
High gas prices are certainly giving me a case of the Mondays.
Security for this year's Oscars is unprecedented.
Let's take a look at our temperatures for tomorrow. The highs all around the Southlands.
PACT still remains on good terms with the university.
United Nations defines genocide as the intent to destroy an ethnic group.
The sound of music can be heard throughout the hallways and in this classroom.
Today marks the 20th anniversary of the Russian Chernobyl nuclear disaster.
USC athletic department officials were either out of town or refused to go on camera to comment.
I think that the Army recruiters should be allowed to go and say, hey, do you want to be in the Army?
Los Angeles and Anaheim are jockeying for position in the race to land an NFL franchise.
Snow's resume has White House reporters optimistic that more information may be conveyed at the briefings.
I'm standing on the corner of San Pedro and 2nd Street in downtown LA.
Business Communication Department have been using the website for the past 3 years as a teaching tool.
The editor-in-chief-elect at the Daily Trojan will not actually become editor-in-chief.
Those of you who were up early this morning, you might have gotten a taste of our first winter storm.
It's hard to incorporate a healthy lifestyle when there are so many temptations around you.
Washington also made this end zone his home.
The USC water polo team continued their winning ways.
You know, around this time of year, we usually think of a winter wonderland.
The ACLU says this is an epidemic in downtown. All right, Nick, thank you for being with us today.
It's a pleasure.
Let's start this off right. What was up with the Mohawk?
After comedian Michael Richards lashed out against hecklers at a Hollywood comedy club, black leaders spoke out.
The regular season is not over yet. I talked about this and looked ahead to USC-UCLA with Coach Carroll.
Critics say that automakers aren't working fast enough to remove our dependency on oil.
While Operation Bottleneck has been deemed a success, there are still 4,300 other intersections around Los Angeles that have been deemed problematic.
Sports time here on ATVN, and students this Saturday have a pretty tough choice in front of them.
A high wind advisory to talk about first for the Southland tonight.
When the council continued the discussion behind closed doors, they weren't just debating this one case.
A bipartisan commission on United States options in Iraq announced today that they have agreed on a set of recommendations.
Government reports boosted investor confidence and helped push the Dow to a second straight day of significant gains.
Pope Benedict XVI visited Turkey today. Rescue crews in Texas have accounted for all residents hit by a sudden tornado last night.
The Los Angeles Fire Department is investigating another claim of harassment.
The news of Boris Yeltsin's death brought various reactions about the former president's life.
Well, it's out with the old and in with the new at the Annenberg School for Communication.
Dean Jeffrey Cowan has led the Annenberg School for Communication, and today the faculty and staff were introduced to his successor.
Trojan Transportation recently partnered with FlexCar to bring a car-sharing service to USC.
The proposed 10% hike might not be huge in financial terms. It's about $300.
That's right, guys. It does look like it's going to be pretty sunny this week.
Tonight we wrap up our ongoing series profiling the presidential frontrunners.
Half of all students here at Crenshaw High School drop out.
It's been a pretty crazy day in weather all over the country. Here in LA, we've been feeling warm in the 70s.
CIA Director Michael Hayden said today the agency destroyed videotaped interrogations.
Barack Obama blasted onto the scene in 2004 at the Democratic National Convention.
While conditions are improving in the Northwest today, the Seattle area is expecting some rain tomorrow.
20 people were killed by mudslides in Ventura County nearly 3 years ago.
Looking at the radar, you can see wet weather across northern central California.
Tonight is your last chance to file income taxes without an extension.
Plastic bags are banned, and there's a fee for paper bags.
Members of the Writers Guild of America agreed yesterday to end the writers' strike.
California State University is the largest higher education system in the country.
The Four Point Sheraton is not the first LAX hotel to be threatened with a boycott.
An existing law says taco trucks have to move every 30 minutes.
The Mitchell report says that numerous baseball players took steroids,
human growth hormone, and other performance-enhancing drugs.
At least 35 people were killed near Baghdad today when 2 suicide bombers targeted a wedding.